So the trend for Euro USD is pretty much still bullish, but at the same time, we are looking for shots, more or less as the counter trend move, and also more or less because price needs to retrace. And when we say price needs to retrace, we are looking for a deeper retrace. Q2 will be over soon, and then we start Q3. So more or less, we are crossing over into the second half of the year 2025, and we've had a massive bullish run. So what does the second half of the year hold for us? Is the market going to break out from this highs over here, which happened to be a double top? We talked about this in a previous video before this occurred. You can see the market reacted even though it poked above, probably just taking out some pending orders like stop losses and the likes right before dropping down. So for the second half of this year, are we going to break out and then use this area, right, as a launching pad to push higher? Or is price going to drop? Is it going to give us a significant drop as we have key levels below forms of demand, and then support over here? So which is it going to be? Now, one thing I always tell traders is pay attention to the price action, obviously. Well, I say that after saying check the calendar, right? If you check the calendar from Forex Factory, we use the Forex Factory, www.forexfactory.com/calendar. One thing we always do is to find out, oh, what is happening today so that we're not caught off guard. Looking at the calendar, well, this is calendar for next week. We're looking at the calendar for today, which happens to be the 20th of June. You can see 20th of June. All these guys are red, meaning that high impact. We turned only the high impact news on. We did that from the filter section over here. So you could as well do the same. So Friday, we just have news coming out for the pound and JPY early in the morning. That's just before London session. And then what happens? Nothing much again. But then next week is loaded for the USD. Right from Monday, we have the USD, the PMIs, that is manufacturing and services. Tuesday, we have the Fed Chair Powell on the wires. Wednesday, we have him again on the wires. Thursday, we have the unemployment claims. On Friday, we have the price index. So we have some heavy hitters going into next week. So this is the calendar. So always check the calendar before crossing over to your technicals over here. Now, I'm going to say this. This is what I would like to see in the next couple of days to weeks and even month. As long as this highs over here of 1.1570 holds as resistance, I would like to see price as it's pulling back here. If you can see this pullback here, sorry, once again, my charts are squashed in. Bear with me. You could maximize your screen. This is how I like to look at my charts. I like to see things from this perspective. I'm not interested in the candles. The only time I might probably be interested in the candles is the time of entry. But now we're trying to figure out the area of interest and then the reaction. Art, we always talk about the art of trading, where A is for the area of interest. That's the first thing you need to pinpoint where you want to enter, the area of interest. R is the reaction to that area of interest, and then T is the trigger. So if you look over here, something is happening over here. I'm going to circle this area here. We had a rejection here and price dropped. Now you can see that price is pushing higher. As price is pushing higher, don't forget this area here is still pretty much valid as resistance. So price could as well pull back to that area and then drop further down. Now, this lows here should now become a form of resistance where price could pull back and then drop further down. At least this is what I would like to see. Now, I got an entry here for this week on the Euro USD, move to break even. This pullback, this recent pullback has knocked me out. It's not a problem. But based on what I see here and based on the risk to reward ratio, we're going to jump on this again next week. So Let's drop to a lower time frame. This is the daily time frame. Let's drop down to the next lower time frame, which is the 4 hours, and let's see what it is telling us. Also, remember in a previous video, we talked about this triangle here, and then it got broken over here. This is where the triangle got broken. Sorry, my hand is not that straight, but let me try to make it as straight as possible. Yes, something like this. Now, price broke out at this point over here, this area here. You can see the tap here, here, and the price broke out over. It reacted here, then broke out. Now, this is from the 4 hour time frame, don't forget. The beautiful thing about dropping time frames is the discounted entry. Now look at what price is doing. As it broke out, it pulled once. This was where we got our entry on the lower time frame, and then it dropped. We're thinking, okay, nice, it should drop further down, but then price is price. Price to do what price wants to do, and what we are supposed to do is to follow. We don't determine the trend. What we do is we follow. As price does something, as price acts, that's why it's called price action. As price acts, we as traders, we are supposed to react. So look at what price is doing. Price is going back up to that area here. Now, this would be a beautiful area again for me to look for a fresh entry to take it further down. It probably might not be today, as we don't have any high impact news for the euro or US dollar, and that is based on scheduled news. Who knows? We already know what's happening in the world today with the wars, with so many things. Anything could happen, and we could have a breaking news, and this could make the market to drop, and we might as well miss our trade, or we could even push higher, whatever the case might be. As I said earlier, price acts, and then we react. So don't try to over speculate. Don't try to over forecast or whatever. Just go with the flow. Let the market do its thing, and then you react accordingly. So you can see what we just talked about here based on this broken area here on the 4 hours. I'm going to drop down to the next time frame, which is 1 hour, and we're going to look at what is happening over there. You can see the area that we marked over here was the same one that we marked on the 4 hours time frame. So this area is very valid over here. Area, not a price point. Even though it's just one line here we're using, it's an area. So it covers this area over here. In this area over here, you should be able to see some form of support over here, support where price went up, as a form of resistance in this area here. So we can as well call this a flip zone, a flip zone. So I'm quietly waiting for price to get back here and then look for an entry somewhere here that is based on the reaction and then your trigger. And then hopefully we have a nice strong push to the downside based on the high impact news that we have for USD throughout next week. Now, obviously, if you don't already know, or if you can't tell, my bias is to the downside for this Euro USD. And only time will tell whether I'm right or I'm wrong. Don't forget, what I do as a trader is to react. So if the market decides to go the other way, I will do what? I will quietly reanalyze my charts, check the calendar, find out what's happening out there, and then I will go with the flow. I just strongly feel that there's more move to the downside, which could easily give good reward at the end of the day. Speaking of good reward at the end of the day, based on that area, you can decide to drop down to 5 minutes. It's up to you. Drop down lower, or whatever the case may be, and look for that area here for an entry. One major clue I'm going to leave with you for those that have watched this video to the end is this. Look out for a pattern such as this. That's all I'm going to say. Look out for a pattern such as this or as this. These two patterns are very, very important. Study these two things here on the chart, and I'm leaving this at the end. So for those that were able to watch this to the end, kudos to you. This is something I use. Very, very powerful. Trust me, this is very powerful. Now, I'll tell you this, as powerful as this is, you still have losses. But when this works out, trust me, your reward is going to be nice and sweet. Now, I'm going to keep it short here, call it a day. Guys, trade safely. As usual, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll try to put up links in the description, probably like the Instagram handle. Or you could just comment on this video and then see what question you might have, and I'll get back to you in good time, right? You want to learn how to trade, you're a beginner, you have no knowledge whatsoever, reach out. You've been trading, you've been struggling, you need some mentorship, reach out as well. Let's have a discussion. Let's know where you are and then how we can help you. Okay, thank you guys. The weekend is more or less here. Trade safely if you are still trading and protect your account accordingly. Okay, guys, thank you, goodbye, and cheers for now. Peace.